Hey everybody, what's up? Movie Cranks, Mike and Larry. Tonight we had the privilege of checking out Godzilla for you.
Long live the king.
Starring Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown. Vera Farmiga and her husband apparently they've separated. The daughter, Millie Bobby Brown, is with Vera Farmiga, and apparently they've came up with some kind of technology to communicate with these monsters. Okay, and they're using this to bring back the monsters because they believe that this is going to somehow reset the Earth.
But like all living organisms, the Earth unleashed a fever to fight this infection. Its original and rightful rulers, the Titans. For thousands of years, these creatures have remained in hiding around the world. And unless all the Titans are found, our planet will perish, and so will we. They are the only guarantee that life will carry on.
Anyway, so everything goes bad, of course, and then they got to use Godzilla to save the day. I was pretty disappointed. I don't know about you, man.
I did like it. Let me see. Let me go on my spiel here. If you go into this expecting the first Godzilla movie, where it's mainly crap characters and just glimpses of the monsters, you're going to be disappointed, because this thing is basically a monster showcase. It's a showcase of evil monsters that have come back to life, that are titans, that are so massive they just plow through everything, kill everyone, there's no stopping them. But this movie has the same issues that Larry's talking about with the story and the characters as far as the humans. But what makes this movie great is the schlock.
You and I love schlock.
Yes.
And we embrace it, and it warms our heart and our souls. Independence Day 1996 is not schlock.
No, it's not dumb enough or bad enough.
There's
it's riding that line.
It's a very fine line what schlock is.
Yes.
This has some schlock in it. That's schlock. And there's
that's the stuff in the movie I liked.
And there's corny, campy, stupid stuff in this movie, but
yeah.
But that fine gold,
where they don't realize how dumb it is.
Schlock is a diamond. It's a diamond in the rough, and it's very, very specific.
Yeah.
So not every bad movie is schlock.
No.
And we're the foremost authorities on what is and what isn't. So don't you dare comment like that again.
Well, I want to tell you what this whole movie is to me. This movie is Godzilla, directed by Michael Bay. I mean, it's all action.
Yeah.
And the characters, yeah, they're fine. It's paced very fast. And as a Godzilla movie, I actually enjoyed it as a Godzilla movie. If you're thinking Godzilla 2014, this one to me was a disappointment, because the tone of this whole movie is completely different.
Yeah.
I can tell what they're going with here. All this movie is, and then instead of doing it the way that I felt they should have, which is connecting King Kong Skull Island to Godzilla, they connected Godzilla to King Kong Skull Island so they can have their big Godzilla King Kong fight eventually.
Yeah, and they do lead up to that even at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's mentioned multiple times throughout the movie. As far as the characters, I mean, I thought they were good. I thought the movie was enjoyable. Like I said, it's just the tone to me was just a little off. It's Michael Bay, fireworks. Like you said, it's non-stop, just action-packed, which to me, that part I did enjoy. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. I mean, the best parts of this movie are going to be going in just looking for the rush. I mean, if you enjoyed schlock movies like The Core.
29,000 feet.
Do it! Do it! Now!
or if you liked ones like
Rampage.
You have to evacuate Chicago. George didn't ask for this. They're gonna put him down. That's not happening.
And I felt a lot, like you said, 2012.
Oh yeah, it was heavy.
Rampage.
2012.
A lot of like you said, it's not a lot of 90s schlock.
The
It's a lot
running,
of
I'm gonna make it in slow motion, and
a disaster movie. I mean,
and my favorite, the whispering. They'll have the main characters in a room, and everyone is whispering. I swear to God, they did that like 20 times, where they would just start whispering about everything. It
they
made
whisper
no
and
sense.
they scream. They kind of just go back and forth between the two. I felt a lot of Rampage in there.
It did kind of, but it was a better made movie than Rampage by far. I mean, this had a massive budget, $200 million budget.
To me, this was like the end of Rampage, the whole movie.
It was like that
fight
massive city battle that just carried over throughout the whole movie. The acting was fine. I mean, there was some that I felt was subpar, but the main characters.
I thought the main
Vera
characters. Yeah.
Farmiga was her classic role. She was great. She had a good range between. You didn't know what she was going to do. She was basically playing the whole movie. You didn't know her goal or reasons until almost the very end of the movie for what she does. You got Mark Russell, the dad, Kyle Chandler. He was a little one-dimensional for me. I felt like he was just constantly emoting and angry. Didn't you get that feeling like he was like raw, just constantly just barking and raw?
Much. I mean,
it was just too much.
I think my problem with the characters was just that I didn't feel like I was getting to know them very well, because you have them like two separate. It's one of those movies where you got somebody in China, somebody in America, then all of a sudden they're in like Iraq.
I mean, Millie Bobby Brown did great.
Here's the thing.
I thought she was really good. She had the most character, I think, out of anyone in the movie.
To me, her role felt very limited.
It was kind of out of place.
Like I said, they kept going back between the dad, the mom, and her.
She had, I think, like getting back to the personality, I think the way she acted, the personality she had, the range of emotions, she was better, I think, than most of the other adults.
Oh yeah, she definitely has a better.
That's incredible. I mean, all props to her, because that is amazing for a young kid to pull off. I mean, it's weird. It's like she stands apart in this to where you're like, wow, she's really good, and then everyone else is just regular. You know, I mean, she really stood out the way she was acting. You felt that when she's upset, sad, when she's frightened, when she's running and trying to save people and do things that she thought would save everyone, you're like, oh my God, this girl's great. And that's what I liked about Stranger Things, you know?
Yeah. I mean, when you do get her on screen, you know, she goes through a wide variety of emotions.
Yep.
And she does a good job at it. Like I said, it's just not enough. I wish they could have put all these characters together, closer together for a longer
with a better
time.
background. We do need to bring up one other actor. And I'll highlight him for you just so you knew who I'm talking about.
Oh God, that guy. The guy from the fucking phone commercials. Okay, he was in, and you didn't see that.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Not just Wolf of Wall Street, but I love Wolf of Wall Street. I don't remember him in that. I think it's a very small part. But he was in Replicas with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I didn't see that. Thank God.
Oh my God.
And who are we talking about?
He's a commercial actor.
Thomas Middleditch.
Yeah, he should be doing commercials, phone commercials, nothing else.
He was the opposite of the Chinese actress. He was trying to land jokes as the comic relief.
Yeah.
He was that silly guy in all the 2012 movies and all the Armageddon. He's that silly, weird guy that is the nerdy type that has to be funny. Exactly. Except he was not funny.
No, he
was not funny, and he was a waste.
I mean, I guess he was funny to a degree because he's making me laugh now, but, you know, I just thought the character altogether did not need to be in the movie.
It's so weird. Like, moments where hundreds of thousands of people are dying, he's like, oh, what are we going to do next?
To me, he was like seriously, to me, he was an invisible character that somehow tagged along throughout this entire movie. You know?
But he was that guy that if you needed something, oh, I'm on it.
Yeah.
They're heading there right now. Oh, Godzilla's over here.
To me, like with the characters, okay? I mean, you have Vera Farmiga, Kyle Chandler. I thought they were good. I thought the characters were good. I just felt like they were always in two separate places, and they were going back and forth between each one, and I never really got to know any of them.
Yeah,
I
they
never
didn't
really
bother
cared for any of them.
You're supposed to, and this relies heavily on you seeing the first one. If you saw the first one, they'll continue that into this. So, and they'll constantly reference things that happened in the past movie. Earth is falling apart, and everything's, it's all schlock. It's the good guy has to sacrifice himself. The end of the world is happening and everyone's rushing to save it, and oh, we got to fix this computer equipment and we magically can do it in 5 minutes. We need to get the warships to the US, from the US to Antarctica, and they can do it like that. It's all schlock, and if you just embrace it, you just got to open it up and embrace it.
To me, I didn't feel a connection to that first movie at all.
Well, they were talking about, oh, this happened to our son.
Oh, yeah.
And this happened to
and
this.
the nuclear weapons.
Right.
I mean, the connection like that's serious.
Yeah. They're just expecting you to know all the past events. You can't walk into this not knowing the first movie. You got to see the 2014
I
one.
don't know. I think you could. I mean, literally, it's just not that.
I know,
You know?
it's not.
I mean, to me, these are two separate movies. I didn't feel any connection except for what they forced, what they were talking about. I mean, that was the only connection to the other movie. I mean, the pacing and the tone was just completely different to me.
I mean, if we were going to talk about positives, the Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra were all incredible.
The effects are awesome.
I mean, when you see them.
Yeah, I mean, the effects here, grade A. I mean, they were great. What did you think about the effects?
I mean, when you see Mothra emerge with the wings
And the light.
and the larvae, and she's like comes out, and then you got Godzilla that lights up and can change the current of the water, and it comes out and he rises out into the ocean.
And
It's
Ghidorah.
like, oh my god.
I actually did like Ghidorah. I thought that was a pretty cool creature. I didn't know
the dragon
that it
was amazing.
self-regenerated and all this stuff.
Yep.
Three-headed dragon. And I didn't know, and they do play this in the movie, which, actually, you know what? That's spoilers. We'll get to that in a little bit.
The thing too is they didn't look cheap. They spent a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of work on this, and the monsters were incredible. That's where you're going to go. You're going to go for the monsters, and they were great.
Yeah. If you like Godzilla, you like the monster show, you're going to get it here.
You're not
no
going
doubt.
for the people. They're just the side stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. It's like, just like how they say in the movie, this is Godzilla's show. This is Godzilla's movie.
Yep.
You're just here.
The sound was incredible. The buildings exploding.
Oh, you could feel it in your seat. I mean, this was like one of those 4D movies.
It was blasting you.
Yeah.
The music was epic as far as a lot of build-up. Every time a monster or Godzilla or anyone would appear, there was just epic, crazy score going on. And it was really getting you into it. I mean, it wasn't weird, cheap, cheesy pop songs or anything like that.
All right, and there's one thing that I know he brought up too, which is the humans versus the monsters. And I know, did you like that or did you not like that? I like the idea of them fighting the monsters.
Yes.
But
The idea's there. They have a great Independence Day, like, bring out all the military, and it's ridiculous. They somehow have control of the entire military of, like, the United States, all of a sudden, in the world. And they throw everything, the planes, the bombers, the troops, and nukes.
you can't hurt these
But
guys.
it feels pointless, and it feels like a waste, because they don't show the monsters getting hurt by the people at all.
They scream and they kind of
Yeah, they
act
go,
like they're
"Oh,"
hurt.
like that.
You'll shoot them in a wing, but then there's no damage.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
So it was like, it felt a little, that was a little
And-
hokey. Like, I thought the humans should have been more, like, in order to make this good, you got to have a sense of damage, and you got to have a sense of you're hurting the monsters by doing this stuff, like shooting 100 missiles at it. If there's no damage, then it just feels like, oh, well, he's invincible.
Yeah.
I guess just go into it looking for a stupid, dumb, fun summer movie, because that's what it is. I mean, we're not blowing smoke up your ass because it's not deep at all. There's very little story.
No.
It's all about the action, combat, explosions. That's just nonstop. So just go into that expecting that.
And for me, I would say Going in expecting a movie that they're trying to connect to King Kong Skull Island, because
that's part of it.
they want the King Kong fight, which I'm definitely going to be there for that movie.
Absolutely.
I'm ready. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
But if you're expecting Godzilla 2014, which so many people liked as well, it's a different tone. It doesn't seem like the same movie to me.
No, it's definitely a different movie.
And it's, for the U, I would say, yeah, it's going to be really mixed feelings on this one. For me, personally, I'm going to go ahead and give it a C+.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at it from strictly a Godzilla movie. It's a Godzilla movie. It's in the title. That's the way they made it. It has the great Japanese schlock with the old movies. It's got everything from the old movies. It's got the powers, the explosions. It's got the fire breaths, the nukes, everything. So I'm going to have to say, for a Godzilla movie, this to me would be a B+.
Good deal. I knew he was going to like it more than I did. We were driving home kind of talking about it a little
I
bit.
just like schlock a little more,
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. To me, there was a lot of cheese.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was so much cheese we could have made a sandwich. I mean, it was layers.
That would have been a good cheese
of
sandwich,
layers
too.
of just cheese. I mean, the actors and the actresses, everybody. It was,
Yep. But I think we should talk about spoilers.
Okay.
Just
Let's do
a few.
small spoiler part.
Yeah, we're going to do like a 3-minute spoiler section, maybe 5 minutes. And the one I really have is
Outer space.
Ghidorah is an alien. This is something I didn't know about. I don't know if this is actually in the lore, but all that could go through my mind is, okay, so how the hell did Ghidorah, that thing that's that big, get on a spaceship? You know, I mean, did it just float through outer space to get here, or to get on a spaceship? And if it's on a spaceship, wouldn't there be more than just one?
I think it crashed like a part of a comet. It was. You see how these guys lived inside the planet in this movie? They showed them as like in the Earth, way down.
Now that is a way. That's a way around it.
I'm guessing that something exploded, and this thing came tens of thousands of years ago on a rock. It was inside of it.
It could have been encapsulated in like an asteroid. Then when it hit the Earth, boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And hey, that's how a lot of them could have gotten there. I don't know the ancient lore behind this movie.
If they ever make a Ghidorah on a spaceship movie, I'm gonna have a problem.
That would be.
That wouldn't work.
That'd be very weird.
And, you know, the destruction. I mean, it's amazing to see, but
I'm glad they did evacuate the city ahead.
that whole city. You thought what Man of Steel did? I mean, he knocks down a few buildings.
Well, they did evacuate.
They took away the entire city.
They
no
loved
more
it.
Fenway. Goodbye. You know, 200 years, however long it's been there, wiped out, just gone.
And Millie Bobby Brown somehow can outsmart the military special forces soldiers she's embedded with, and takes this device and lures the monsters directly to Boston, which I'm sure Boston appreciates wholeheartedly. And somehow magically the entire military shows up there, like instantly, like all the ships and everybody. So
Yeah, and then there's the device. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk to the monsters now. We can talk to Godzilla.
Sort
and how
of.
do they do it? They say that they're going through.
they're just sending.
They're using the signal, the like the monsters,
Right.
like apex signal.
To
And then at
draw
one
them.
time the dad says, and we also use humans with it. That's how we connect to
the
them. And I'm like,
combined voice.
oh no.
Apparently, it was the merger with the humans that made
Yeah.
this work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't get all that part of it. I mean, I just know that he was really cool looking when he was spraying his blue lightning, but I wanted more R-rated damage. I wanted some gore in
Well,
the monsters.
Somebody does get stomped to death. I did see that.
Well, yeah, but
you don't really see any blood.
they had to
or
keep
guts.
it PG-13.
Definitely, yeah, it's PG-13.
Monarch was a little weird. It was like a massive corporation, but yet you didn't really see them that much.
Yeah, it's bad guys.
It was just like empty places that they controlled
Yeah,
around
to
the
me-
world,
to
but
me,
you don't
it's
really
bad
see
guys.
them.
They weren't really scary.
I don't know if they were bad guys. I think they were just trying
But
to.
yet they were in a way, because they literally want to use these kaiju or monsters
To end the world.
to just destroy the entire world to reset it. Oh, some of us will live. Yeah,
Well,
you.
and then
you
they
get to go
showed
to
at
a
the
bunker.
end. Did you see at the end how the monsters were rejuvenating the world and bringing the ice caps back?
And that's something another thing with Godzilla lore has got to be explained to me. Maybe some of you can do it. So apparently, like, no matter where they go through, wherever they destruct, it's like
It
they
regrows.
bring in like some kind of growth mechanism, and
Yep.
plants start to grow. I thought that was kind of a weird touch there.
They had to throw an environmental message into this whole thing. That's what it was basically all about. It was humans destroying the world, just like in a lot of the other movies. I mean, hell, it was in Aquaman, for God's sakes. Destroying the world, and the world had to fight back against the evil humans. And that's what the whole gist of the movie was.
And it starts off too, if you think about it, with your favorite way to start off a movie: news clips.
Yeah.
That's how it
They did
connects.
that a lot.
That's how it connects to the old Godzilla movie through
Yep.
news clips.
That is one bad thing about schlock from that time period, the 90s, is they constantly did those news things with the anchors and and they're doing this and that. It's like, oh God. Well, Larry,
Well, guys, that's about all we got. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. It's right there. Help us reach 600, maybe 1,000. That'd be great.
yeah, we're working that way.
And we're already there on Facebook. We made it to 1,000. We want to thank all
Almost.
of you on.
We're
yeah,
almost
we're
there.
almost. We got like 50 more today or
Yeah.
something. So we're almost to 1,000 on Facebook. So
Thank you.
to all 950 so on people on Facebook.
And people are talking more. People are sending us messages,
Yes,
posting, commenting. That's great.
I
Keep
think
it up.
I love the comments.
Yep.
We will reply to anything you say.
Yep.
But I guess that's about all we got, right?
Yeah, pretty much until we get all the next videos that you got coming out too.
Yes,
So
we got some
a
reactions coming
ton
out
of
for Rambo and Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
They should have been up today, but I was having a little difficulty on the editing side with those. So
Yeah, that things happen. So,
yeah. But thanks for coming and checking us out, guys. Until next time, see you later.
Peace.